Hi everyone, I'm Katie, an infant toddler Montessori teacher and registered early childhood educator. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about what self-care looks like for 2-year-olds. I'll start by saying that success with self-care tasks is going to depend on the child's motor control and their interest level. So don't be discouraged if your child doesn't know how to do all of these things right away. It takes a lot of time and a lot of practice to learn how to care for yourself. When your child is working on the self-care tasks that I'm going to talk about today, it requires a lot of patience on your end. When I was studying to be a Montessori teacher, a really helpful tip that they gave us was that when a child is learning a new skill is to actually sit on your hands. This is going to prevent you from being able to sort of like intervene or interfere at the first sign of a struggle. You want to just really sit back and give the child the time and space to work on caring for themselves, whether it's putting on their shoes, hanging up their towel, whatever it might be. A lot of time and space. A popular quote by Dr. Montessori that I always find really helpful to remember is, never help a child with a task at which he feels he can succeed. If the child seems really determined to do it on their own and isn't asking for help, then give them the space to do it. All right, so let's start with self-care when it comes to dressing and undressing. It's easier to get undressed than it is to get dressed, so I really encourage you to start there. I'm not going to go into too much detail because we do have a blog post with step-by-step instructions on how to teach your child how to undress themselves and dress themselves. So I will link to that blog post in the description below. The next one is choosing their own clothes from a low drawer or cupboard. I would suggest having 2 sets, so like 2 outfits available in the drawer for them to choose from. So 2 bottoms, 2 tops, 2 pairs of socks, and 2 pairs of underwear if the child is wearing them at this point. Make sure that the clothes are manageable for the child, meaning that they aren't too small or too tight. You want the child to be able to eventually learn how to take off and put them on themselves, so the fit of the clothes is really important. And at this age, there's a good chance that they're going to want more autonomy over getting dressed. So try to avoid doing it all for them. If they want some help, like I said, that's totally okay, but if they seem determined to do it on their own, try to give them that autonomy as much as possible. You want them to feel like they are a participant rather than them feeling like it's being done to them. And then finally, having the expectation that they put their dirty clothes in the hamper. So all you need is a small basket that you place in their room or in the bathroom if that's where they tend to get undressed, and encourage them to put their dirty clothes in the hamper so that they're ready to go into the laundry. Next up is self-care in the bathroom. And in the bathroom, you can invite them to brush their teeth. I would suggest that you put the toothpaste on the toothbrush because, again, they're still sort of working on their impulse control and they might squeeze a little bit too much toothpaste, so it's okay for you to do that step or do hand over hand if they really want to do it themselves. And then, ideally, you're brushing your teeth with them so that they can see exactly how you're brushing your teeth. You've got a big mirror in front of you and they're watching you and watching themselves brush their teeth. Timers can be really helpful at this age, especially if you want them to brush their teeth for a specific period of time. We do have a toothbrushing timer available in the shop. I will link to that in the description below as well, but you can also just set a timer on your phone and let the child know that they can stop brushing their teeth once they hear the noise. Next up is brushing their hair. Have a child-sized hairbrush that they can manage, and again, if possible, stand there, show them how you brush your hair, and invite them to brush their hair as well. The way that we learned to do it at Montessori Teachers College was that the child, especially if they had knots, would place their hand on top of their head like this and then brush down. So this helped to avoid the roots of their hair being pulled and causing pain. You're just putting your hand here, pushing down and showing the child how to brush all around their hand. Another great self-care task that you can introduce at this age in the bathroom is washing parts of their body. You can provide them with a sponge or a washcloth and show them, invite them to wash their bodies. This is not only great for teaching them how to clean themselves, but it's also a really great way of developing body awareness. They can learn to name all the different parts of their bodies. And then another self-care task that sort of goes along with that one is washing their hands and their face regularly. So this isn't necessarily going to take place in the bathroom all the time. Maybe sometimes it's going to happen in the kitchen, but after a meal time, any time that their hands or their faces are dirty, you can invite them to wash their own hands and face. We do have a step-by-step hand washing guide of how we teach the children in the classroom to wash their hands. So I will link to that in the description below. And when it comes to washing their face, you just need to give them a damp cloth, show them where an accessible mirror is that's at their height so that they can wash their face and clean it up. And I know that I didn't really mention toilet independence, but that's because we have an entire video dedicated to toilet independence. We also have a blog post on it. So if your child is interested in toilet independence, if you're starting on that journey with them, I do suggest that you check out that video because there's some helpful tips in there. All right, so I'll finish off by just saying that an important factor in a child's success with self-care tasks is how the environment is set up. So we have an entire series of videos on this YouTube channel on how to set up the different areas of your home to foster your child's independence. So think about how you can set up the space to sort of maximize and foster that independence. Self-care tasks are going to look different for every child. Ideally, they're just simplified versions of how you take care of yourself every day. You're going to be their greatest role model when it comes to learning how to care for themselves. So remember that if you see your little one watching you getting ready in the morning, to take your time, invite them in to observe, invite them to even participate alongside you, and watch as they grow and flourish into little independent people. I hope you found today's video helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, it really helps our channel if you like and subscribe. This helps other parents to find our channel. And if you have a question, feel free to comment your question below and we'll answer it in a future video. Take care! Bye!